So we have a problem, guys. We fired it up and oil's pissed everywhere. There's a lot of oil in there. I swear to God this best not leak this time. I'm going to go off my trolley. Hello, welcome back to the channel. You join me with the Mark 1 Audi TT that I have been saving from the scrapyard, basically. I've pulled it out, as you'll see from a clip just now. The thing was, is in desperate need of TLC, which obviously I've given it. I've undersealed it, new brakes, new all that. And like, if you've been following the build, then obviously you know what I've done. What I'm doing today is get the turbo back in this engine, but there's a lot more to go on as well. So as we come into the garage, mind the light's a little bit darker in here, I've ordered quite a bit of stuff to go on. So I'll run you through now what I'm going to be putting back onto the car. There's a lot of good stuff, so keep watching. So coming on to the list of stuff, we've literally got bits and bobs everywhere. So starting off first, in here we have a ram air intake system. Obviously we've got the heat shield for it in there, pipes. In this box we got a front mount intercooler, which is going to look lovely on the car. We've got two top turbo pipes, so they come off the intercooler and go up to the throttle body. In here we have a full breather kit, so this is a proper setup. We've gone for the proper like nozzles on the ends and that, like it's gonna look good with this stuff on. So that's getting fully refreshed. I've got all new silicone hoses here, so we've got different sizes. We've got 3, we've got 6, we've got 4, all the sizes we need to basically change the vacuum lines on this car, because it's been sat for that long. A lot of them are cracked and I just want to be safe and make sure they're not obviously leaking. We are going to be deleting a lot of them, so obviously once I get into the car and start stripping stuff out, I will show you what I'll be deleting, but I need to get the turbo in first. So we got this pipe here. This is the one that comes off the turbo up to the air intake, so obviously it's like a shitty rubber material, the other one, so we go for a nice full silicone one. And then on the top pipe, I don't know what they call it, it's like the silver hard pipe, this one here, there's 2 breathers, and these 2 here, so we're changing them as well. This is the new turbo, brand new turbo in here, so we'll be getting that on in a minute. In here, I don't think I actually need this, but I got it just in case. So this is like a breather. It's got forged pipes on it, but I'm not sure if I'll need that, to be honest, because I don't think the car's got it now. I just got that just in case. Obviously we've got the new gasket and that for the turbo. And then in here we have the new forged up valve, or recirculating valve this one is. So that's going to be going on. That's a nice upgrade. We should be getting some nice turbo sounds for this car. And then in here is the new oil filter and oil. So I got a load of new clamps and stuff, obviously different size ones, so on the 10 and off eBay. Right, so first thing is I need to get this turbo back in the car. Now I'm not going to record this because it's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to get angry, so I don't want to be recording it. So what I'm going to do, we'll get this turbo in, get like the lines on it. But if you go back to my last video, you will see how I took this out, so you'll know where everything is. So yeah, let's crack on, get this turbo in. I got a feeling it's going to take me a while. Boys, you don't understand how hard this bottom oil feed pipe is to get on. How much are we guessing? So I'm hoping it's in the right place. You got to keep the gasket there and get the bolts in. I am torquing it to Andrew's specifications. So boys, we got the turbo back in. It actually was not even that hard to get back in. It was a bit of fiddling trying to get it actually in place into its bracket. So the hardest bit was putting the oil return back on underneath with the gasket. You got to slide the gasket in and put the bolt through, but I just slid the gasket on, slid the bolt through while it was off, and then I just worked my way. You got it, you can get it from the top. It's a bit awkward, but yeah, I got it. So now what I need to do, you can't really see on the video, but this back line here, so obviously we got the coolant feed there, so that's bolted up. We've got this one, so that's the oil feed. So what I need to do, I need to get like a little syringe or make something up. I'm going to put some oil down into that, obviously, so when we first start it, it doesn't run dry. So we're going to fill that with some oil, whack that pipe on the top with its new washers, bolt the exhaust back up with the top bit on the manifold here. Bolt that back up. That's pretty much the turbo back in. Obviously we got a sensor on the back. I think that's a sensor, it's there. So remember to put that back in. It goes in the back of the turbo. And there's one bolt I need to put on the bracket here. But what I did, I left the bracket that holds the turbo in place underneath. I got the bolt in just to keep it in place, but I left it loose just so I can, obviously there's movement, so I can get everything in without cross-threading it. Because if you tighten it and then you're trying to like force stuff in, obviously it might cross-thread. So just keep it loose and it'll go in. Just be gentle and then everything will go in nice. But the hardest bit is getting them bottom ones in, boys. So I'm going to go ahead now, fill the top of this up, and then I will put it back together. So got my new intake hose installed, so that's just going to sit there for now. Next I'm going to get on to fitting the new catch can system. Unfortunately the seal is broke, but the boys at Cloud9 are sending out a new seal, first class, so cheers for that, boys. So it comes with obviously new pipes, which I need to chop up, and we got all this to play with. Obviously that's going to be the T-junction going into here, I'm guessing. We're going to use these, I think, to hang it off the strut brace. That's a blanking cap for the bottom of the inlet, but I think this is all already blanked off, because I did have a catch can on here, so I think it's blanked off, but no one's took away all the pipes, they just blanked them. So I'm gonna do it properly and get rid of all of them, so they're just out the way. Yeah, just loads of clamps and stuff, which is handy. I don't know where this goes. That bit will go into the crankcase, I'm guessing. I think that's what they call it. That'll go in there, that'll be out the top. So we're gonna go ahead now and pull all this out. There's a pin down here you pull out, just right down there it is. So you've got to need to pull that pin out, and then I'll be able to pull the pipe out of there. I need to undo these, because I'm getting, we keep this pipe. Yeah, we keep this pipe here. So this goes straight onto the inlet. So that's what we're gonna do. Getting these hoses out is quite a fiddly job. The clips holding them in are quite hard to get out, but a good pair of snips will do the job. I'll be replacing these with some Jubilee clips, and then once all the clips are off, I can literally just pull the hose out. So you can see here, this is pretty much what gets deleted. The way it was deleted before, obviously they've blanked this off. The problem is here, there's still going to be air leaks if something goes wrong with this, because it's still plumbed into the system like through the inlet side. This has got a big crack in it, so it can like crack across here. You want to get rid of this, so that's going. Boys, I take it back. The hardest thing to get back on the turbo is not the oil feed pipe, but the return pipe. It's the fucking down pipe. So basically what it is, the new turbo doesn't have the studs sticking out of it. So you see on this turbo, it's got studs, so I could literally slide the gasket onto that down pipe and then just put the nuts on the end. Couldn't do that with this one. I had to use different bolts, so we got what we got before. We got M10 by 25mm. So we got the 3 of those, trying to get the down pipe on while the gasket's like trying to hold, and then get the bolts in. Oh, nightmare. But we got there, it's on. So now I can carry on with the rest of the stuff. The turbo is all back together, so that's all good. It's secure, that's not going anywhere, it's all back together. And the only thing I got to worry about is if anything's leaking, which we won't know until we run it up and I'll fill the cooler up. So once we get to that stage, we'll know. But for now, I'm literally going to start putting it back together with all the new bits. As I've already done, I put this pipe on, stripping down the breathers. See, we've got the breather off down there. Now I'm just going to fit the brass connector into the crankcase. This is really fiddly, you've got to push it down, and then there'll be a little pin that you'll slide over the notches on the connector. Once that's in, you can feed your piping in. Just finish that hose off with a Jubilee clip just to hold it into place. Good thing with this kit is there's normally a relay here. It sits in this box here, and then it obviously sits in that. So you take it out of there and you put the relay into this piece here. That's what I've done there, as you can see. In there now, looking a bit neater. Got this bit down here now in, as you can see down there. Run the pipe to it. So now obviously I just need to make the T-junction here. Really, I can't really do much more until get the airbox and that in now, I guess, so then I know where everything's going to be sitting. Right, I found a vacuum leak. So obviously this is a fuel pressure regulator. Correct me if I'm wrong. Goes underneath the inlet, and if you look just here, there is a big ass hole in that. I think that's to do with the vacuum. It's a good job I'm changing it. That needs replacing. So here we have the new Forge diverter valve. That is obviously going to sit, I think it sits basically there. Then I need to make a new blue feed from underneath the inlet straight to the top of this. I've got some silicone hose with me, some blue silicone hose, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get that clamped in and then whack the silicone hose to it. So as you can see here now, we now have the new Forge diverter valve and the new silicone hose. We do have another silicone hose here. This one goes on the bottom of this sensor, so I'm going to take this off in a minute and then I'm going to redo all these wires. I got one there, and then I can remake that out of the new silicone hoses. So we're going to get this now and make a feed from here to the top of this. So just to start off with, the way I've routed this piece of line I'm not really happy with, as it's going over the top of the engine, so I'm thinking about changing this in the next video. If anyone's got any ideas, let me know. But first of all, we're going to stick it to the bottom of the inlet, and then we'll feed it through the centre, stick it over the top, we'll cut the end of it to size, we'll force it onto the top of the diverter valve. It was a bit tricky to get on. We'll then clamp it and then tuck it into place, and that's it. I paid a lot of money for this stuff, and I've got to chop it up to make stuff fit. So I've cut this pipe here because it was too long to fit the shield, so I've chopped this pipe, and obviously now it fits perfect. We've got the cold air feed literally going straight onto that, which is good. A lot of it has just been trial and error, like figuring out which way things go, what works better. I've changed this vacuum pipe here because that had a big hole in it. I've changed this one, it's now going straight from the inlet all the way into the new diverter valve. And as you can see, I've changed these breather pipes here, and I've changed all the ones on the back. I'm a bit worried about the one that goes onto the actuator because I got a feeling it might blow off, because I don't think the clips are holding it properly, but there's only one way to find out, and that is when we drive it, if it loses boost. If it even boosts at all when I've bodged it together. I'm now on to just the final pieces of putting the system back together. As you can see, I'm putting on the red hose. If anyone knows where I can get a blue one of those from, please let me know. So there's 2 clips holding that on. As you can see, my nice bum in the way here as I'm tightening them up. Once they're done, we'll whack this pipe back on the top. Someone let me know what this is called as well, please, because I ain't got a clue. I keep saying this pipe. There's 2 30mm holding it on, and obviously a few vacuum lines, some of the new ones going onto it, and they are also held on with some Jubilee clips. And again, my bum's in the way, I'm so sorry. Once they're tightened, that is pretty much it. There's not much left to do. You put your intercooler pipes on, but I'm not going to do that at this stage just yet. So guys, it's been quite a good day. We've got quite a lot done. Turbo's on. I've had to re-drain the coolant because the bottom blind's leaking, and I can't seal it. That's why I think it's a bit dirty on the block. So I'm going to take that off, clean it up and put it back on, and hopefully it's sealed. So we've got the turbo on, and we've got our new turbo elbow thing here. We've got a new intake here. Well, the whole new catch can system is now fitted, so that's all fresh. We've got 2 new hoses just by here. We got our Forge diverter valve with the N247 delete, I think that's what you call it. I need to put it in here though, obviously, otherwise the light will be on. So we run a vacuum line straight through here into the top. I've changed this one here to create a big hole in it, which obviously will cause vacuum leaks, so that's been changed. Yeah, we've still got a bit to do. I need to sort that out, but I'm probably going to sort this out before I finish today. Got to pull the front bumper off tomorrow, and then we got 2 new pipes to go on, the top intercooler pipes, 2 blue ones to go on, and I got a front mount intercooler to fit with the new pipes. So that's going to be tomorrow's job, and then we get to start it, and hopefully it's not leaking on the top, because the bottom's leaking, so likely the top's going to be leaking, which means all this gets ripped off. But it's all right. We'll manage. I'm happy with the amount of work I've done today, though. Yes, guys. So you join me back. It's the next day. We've done all this yesterday. Turbo's back in. Coolant's topped up. I checked where it was leaking last night, and there's no more leak in there, which is very good. So I think the washer didn't seal properly, so that's sorted. So the next thing now is I'm going to drop the oil out of it and change the filter. We'll get the wheel on, we'll get it down because underneath all done then. I'll pull the bumper off and start getting the front intercooler on, all that put on. There ain't too much left to do before we can fire it up. To prevent any mess, I recommend some cardboard. Then I'm going to use my drip tray to catch the oil. 17mm on the socket just to get the sump nut off. Crack it off, wind off your fingers when you can, and then let the oil flow out. Bloody hell, boys, considering I literally not long ago done this oil, it is black. Looks like it's diesel oil. I don't know if you can see how black that is. Obviously the inside of this engine is very dirty, so it's kind of good. It's kind of like we've given it a little flush out, changing the oil again. We'll let this drain, I'll get the filter off, and then we'll whack the new stuff in. I'm going to be using my Halford's oil filter removal tool. I'll just get a good grip on it and basically turn it. They're not that tight, they shouldn't be anyway if they've been done properly in the past. So we'll unscrew it, let the oil drain out, pull it off, and with the new one I'll fill it up before I put it on, and then literally put it up to hand tight, clean it up, give it a spray with some brake cleaner, and yeah, you're good to go. That's done. So we have a problem, guys. We fired it up and oil's pissed everywhere. We have a bad leak. I'm sick of fucking taking this pipe off. My hands are slippy as shit. Alright, I can see stuff down the back of the engine, down the back of it. What washers did I use on that one I put on outside? So the back coolant line, when I took it off and then I put it onto the turbo over there. Were they big ones or normal ones? I think these are the normal ones, pretty sure.
You picked one up and you said that was too big, so you changed it to a smaller one.
Even if I wanted to try and tighten that more, there's no chance for there. I'm not tightening that more there. The turbo's going to have to come off for that. Cuts and cuts and cuts and more cuts. Right, so I think the 2 washers on the top 2 feed pipes the washers were right, the same as the one that was down the bottom, so I've changed them now. Hopefully when I put it back together there's no more leaks. If there is, I'm going to go off my fucking trolley, because it means I've got to rip all this part again. There is one pipe down there actually that's dripping, but I don't know if that's coming from the ones that have leaked. It's that one that I put on yesterday. If that's leaking, then I've got to take the fucking turbo out. There's literally no way I'm getting to that. I hope I got enough oil to fill this car up now, because my engine oil's gone. I swear to God, this best not leak this time. I'm going to go off my trolley.
Do you love this car?
I fucking hate this car. Sick of lying on the floor. Oh, please, not again. Now we have to start pissing out. Leave it on for a minute then. It's going to smoke like that because there's loads of oil in there. No leaks. Very good. We'll just check that one there. I think the one at the back's leaking. So guys, we're going to have to end the video there. I'm a bit annoyed because I've got the car running, so it sounds lovely, it sounds sweet. I fixed the main leaks, the ones that literally poured everywhere. The main problem now, right on the, in between the block and the turbo, there is a coolant line there that goes onto the turbo, and that's the one I did off the car. So the turbo was in there, because it's very hard to get to. That's dripping very slightly. Well, there's a bit of dripping going on there. Problem is I can't get anything on it to tighten it where it is. Like, it's the most awkward place, so I might have to strip everything again for the third time and push the turbo back and try and get it. But I'm a bit gutted because the car is not running. Well, it is, but it's not back to where it was. I haven't fit the intercooler or anything yet, so we're gonna have to leave it there. I've got no more time this weekend. I have to go back to work. Unfortunately, I work away, which is shit. I would love to be on this all day getting it sorted, but unfortunately I can't. So we're gonna leave it there. If you've enjoyed the video, thank you for watching. Please give it a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.